Okay.
Yay, we're here. Happy April. Holy cow.
Oh,
I've had some time to like sit with the new catalogs, sit with the online exclusives, sort through my stuff, resort through my stuff because
yes.
things I thought were retiring are not retiring. I'm going to do another check before I try to sell anything or BOGO it because um, I feel like every time I get a handle on it, then I'm like, oh, that paper's sticking around? Question mark,
Yeah. The
Oh,
the DSP, and then I had a lot of trouble with the embellishments because there's like three places to check, and then there was like, oh, here they are. They are in the catalog. So I was
yeah.
like, oh
I
my
ended
God.
up So the way I ended up doing my final search and what I'll do tomorrow when I do my check is I just have the website open and I just type the name in and I just type in
Yeah.
glimmer and I look to see what glimmer paper is does not have a last chance mark. If it doesn't have a last chance mark, then it gets to stick around. If it doesn't come up at all, then it's already gone, right?
Hmm.
So those are my indicators. It has a last chance, I move it off, or it just doesn't show up at all, and then I move it off. And then
But
kind of
somebody said though that you can't really count on that. Like if you put embellishments in, it's stuff is like hidden. It's not like in the embellishment section. So
I just did the search. I just used the search function. It worked fine.
yeah.
I got through the
I
embellishments
don't
and
have all the names on everything either. Like,
so
you know.
I keep mine in the original packaging for embellishments, which is helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they all have weird names. And I wouldn't be able to figure anything out if things didn't have their name on them. But so then I was able to kind of sit and say, okay, well, if this is what's carrying over, right, what am I missing? Okay, I'm gonna need a good sentiment set. I'm gonna need a good, right? Like I know I'm missing some things that I've relied on. Like there's a couple sets that I really relied on for good, sentiments and things. So, spend some time before May ordering opens up and take stock of what you have and take stock of what you know that you need. Maybe you have a sentiment set, but all of the sentiment sets that I liked because I'm picky about my fonts were no longer. So I need to find a good one. And it could be an online exclusive. It could be a carryover. I don't know. I'm going to have to go through the website and really like the website and the catalog and really see if I can find something I like. But good to know that like there's quite a bit of DSP carrying over.
I
Uh,
was happy to see that because I didn't get to play with a lot of it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because some of the stamp sets that go with it are gone, but the paper is staying, and that's really unusual and kind of weird, and I was struggling with that. So I literally just like stood with my phone, had stampinup.com open and just typed it in and was like, okay, here, sort, sort, sort. So I don't know. I love it when we get a second chance at something, we get another opportunity to play with something like Glenda says. And Susan and I had a good discussion last week about grieving the stamp sets that never got inked and, you know, coming to terms with what that means. Um, but, um, but I think that, I mean, it took me a couple weeks to kind of mentally, physically, emotionally process through that. And every year I say, oh my gosh, my stuff is gutted, and then I look and I'm like, okay, it's the same as it was last year and the year before and the year before. So, it's not like this year's any worse. And I think we're getting to keep a lot more like, I feel like they really cleaned house and embellishments, but we're getting to keep a lot more DSP. I don't know. It was weird. Like about half my embellishments went goodbye, but I'm keeping way more paper than I thought I was going to keep. So I'm like, that's weird. And I don't mind like too many embellishments and I get choice overload and then I can't figure out what I want to use. So I'm okay with that. Okay, so right now we have the April sales challenge going on still. So, the April sales challenge is to meet your quarterly minimums in 1 month, which is a really interesting challenge and very different than anything they've really ever done before. So if you're bronze or bronze elite, then that's how much? I forget. Let me see if I can find this easily.
I think I've met mine.
Okay, good. They said today on the update that about 5,000 demonstrators have met their goal. So 5,000 demonstrators have earned the cute strawberry slush pink tote. So if you're a bronze, that means you would have to have 300 CSV this month. If you're bronze elite, you have to have 450, silver 900, silver elite 1,800, gold 2,700. 2,700, yeah, 2,700 would be a really, really, really big month for me. And I've hit it several times, but only because of like maybe retreat ordering or, I mean, it's very, very few and far between for me. I know that Susan was talking about that it might be a stretch for her to hit hers. She's at silver at 900 even. And if Susan says that, then, so things that will help. So if you happen to go on the Stampin' Up website today, you might have seen an update. We are getting 3 days of free shipping. So free shipping Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which is
Crap.
awesome. Crap, she says, because you probably placed an order, what, today?
No, last week.
Eh, I mean, it is what it is, right? And one of the
I,
things that I feel bad about is I had a party last week and the customers were placing orders, and the last one of them placed her order today, right before the thing was posted. And I was like, well, poop. I was like, well, such is life, right? So free shipping Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then the one thing they announced that hasn't been announced to you guys is that paper pumpkin refills and past kits will go on sale on Wednesday and Thursday. So not Friday. You do have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber in order to get those kits and refills. You could get them for your customers though. So FYI, but it also could be a good time to reach out to past Paper Pumpkin folks and say, hey, if you want to go ahead and, sign up for the May Paper Pumpkin and get your Paper Pumpkin activated in the new system, then you can go ahead and shop this Paper Pumpkin sale on Wednesday and Thursday. They did not say, they said up to 70% off. So I have a feeling some of them, they're trying to clean some inventory out, which is great. We want room in the warehouse for all the new fun stuff. So those are two things that they're doing to help with the April sales challenge, which is great. And try to, I think, move some of that last chance stuff out of the warehouse. Again, trying to make room, right? So definitely let your customers know about that. Free shipping is a great time to get things. Everybody loves free shipping. So that's what's going on for like sales and stuff. Paper Pumpkin. Hopefully you've been able to get your Paper Pumpkin customers over. I had a couple of weird ones that I had to kind of work with and help. If they, when you look in your menu and you go to Customer Center, you have your Paper Pumpkin customers, and right underneath their name, it'll tell you if it's been unclaimed. Or undefined. So undefined means that they do not have a current subscription and that they something has happened maybe with their payment or something like that. Unclaimed means they have a subscription and they're going to continue to get their subscription, but they don't have a way to log in. So they don't have a way to update their Paper Pumpkin because they haven't claimed their subscription. And by claiming it, that gives them a login and that gives them a way to pause or stop their subscription. So I've reached out personally to those people and expressed what's going on and asked them if they could please go claim their subscription. If it's undefined, then they need to go in, claim their subscription, and then also like either put a new credit card in or maybe something's missing. So but all of Paper Pumpkin is now on stampinup.com, the pay as you go and the multi-month. So that's good. May's Paper Pumpkin is a masculine set. If you haven't seen it, it looks really nice. It's got some mountain ranges. It's also got some petal pink in it, which I think is nice. So I don't think it has to be super masculine. I think that they're great cards. And you could probably sub out some other sentiments and they would make some really nice birthday cards and graduation cards and stuff. So this month we had the hydrangea stamp set, Thankful Garden was the bundle that we were using, but I used an older bundle that also had masks, and just wanted to show you, I posted these in the Southern Sweet Stampers group, but I wanted to show you how pretty they were. I loved the fact that there's a black and white side to this paper, so you could mix in lots of different colors, like the greens and the yellows are really pretty with this one. Or you could do, the pinks and whatnot to go with the paper, the DSP, the colorful side of the DSP. And then this one I kind of went wild on and did some really wild colors. I did like melon mambo and blueberry bushel. Anyways, it came out kind of wild. And I didn't color the leaves in. Oh yeah, Kathleen, what'd you say? Sorry, I didn't have the chat open, but let me pull it open. You share the many percent. Yes. Oh, thanks, Kathleen. I appreciate that. Yes, I was not at that meeting because we were somewhere doing something. Oh yes, a college fair night.
It's fair. Yeah.
Yes, it's been fun. And then I did this one. I love this with the tear and the whatever, this whole thing. And I did this one for the senior center classes. Anita was there, and Anita was like, I've never seen anything like this. I was like, me neither. And I absolutely love it. And I think it's super fun. And then I also am doing it for retreat, but with the Ocean Friends paper, which is kind of fun. So I think this is a really fun fold, and I think it's really unique. It is not technically a fun fold, but I think it is because I think it's pretty cool and just very different way. So
Melissa,
yeah.
you can also, they're up there. I did a couple without adding that extra piece across there. You just just use whatever's on the back of the other piece. It works out good too. It
Yeah.
looks just as good,
Does it still have the same stability? I was wondering how much stability this extra piece gives it.
Well, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was what I was wondering, like how much, because you do kind of lose a little bit of stability, when you do
A little
that.
bit, yeah.
I was curious.
Yeah.
Nice. Good to know. Share your pictures in the group. We'd love to see. And then Dampen Rewards, we're here. We've got the new customer rewards. Prepaid Paper Pumpkin does not qualify for free shipping. Huh, interesting. And honestly, at this point, prepaid Paper Pumpkin is no price savings over month to month. There is literally no,
Right.
yeah, there is no savings with that. So,
What if before the jump?
say what?
What if I just did a 6-month thing before the increase in price?
Now
I
that
still-
is good. Yes.
I'm still okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a magic moment where like you could do a prepaid before the price hike and you could lock in the lower price. So that was good.
I did that.
Yeah. And so I had mine as well locked in from before. But this not being able to qualify for free shipping, it doesn't surprise me. And I think that I have a feeling that the prepaids aren't going to count for celebration either. I just have a sneaky, sneaky feeling. So I don't know. We'll see. see. And then I also saw that you can't use your rewards on a single month paper pumpkin, but I think you'll be able to use them on a prepaid paper pumpkin. So not a pay as you go, but a prepaid. So that'll be interesting to see too. So I had a hostess party the day after Stampin' Rewards went live. Yay! That was fun. I learned some things, and so I thought I would share what I've learned. I love the idea, and I want to show you. Let's see. Share. Yes, share. So I loved the idea of the customer ordering. Yes. I love the idea of this shopping cart, right? I thought this will be great. I'm going to make a shopping cart for everybody who came to the party with all the things we used, right? Because they wanted to know we used like 3 different sets and blah, blah, blah. And they had asked about this other set. So I was like, I'll send you a link to it. What I found out is if they already have a shopping cart going and you send them a shopping cart, it takes everything from what you sent them and it dumps out their previous shopping cart and adds in everything you sent them. Wah, wah.
Uh-oh.
I know. I think that's a glitch, and I'm planning on emailing somebody at DS and saying, could we make it so that they add together so that like what they had in their shopping cart is there and what we send is added to the cart, or they can selectively add to the cart at that point. It seemed like a great idea, and it was fine. It was great for the people who didn't have a shopping cart going, right? It's great for newbies, but maybe not so great for those who already had a cart going. Luckily, she's a very patient customer and she remembered what was in her cart, which is good. So, yeah. So, and then one of the items was out of stock. And so I told the customer, I said, hey, it's out of stock. It'll come back May 14th. It looks like we're getting a shipment of some stuff in then. And I said, what's great is you can use your Stampin' Rewards on that. So what you earn now, you can use later, right, to get that then. So that was a nice way to spin an out of stock issue and still get her to go ahead and place her order now. And then, my husband asked the question, well, what's the incentive to host then? And I said, well, I think for these ladies, they want to gather anyway. So there is no, like, I don't really think they cared about a monetary incentive. But I will say I brought a door prize gift and I drew a door prize winner, but I didn't give a hostess gift. And I'm going to send a hostess gift. So I'm going to bundle up some cards and I'm going to send her a pack of cards and thank her for hostessing. So, and I might look to see what she ordered and like find, pull some sample cards that I have that, coordinate with that so she can get some good ideas. This group of crafters is pretty experienced. Many of them had a demonstrator before. And so they're very excited to do some like technique classes and coloring and stuff. But so this is also where you can send a gift. And so my hope is that I'm going to be able to send a gift to you guys. Tonight, instead of giving you whatever embellishments I happen to have in my bucket of fun, I'm gonna send $5 gifts to people when I drop. So I wanted to let you know that I will be doing that. Questions about the customer ordering system, about the shopping cart. So you have these like sent carts that you can send that you can look at. And so I can view one of these and you put in a person, you can actually put in multiple recipients if you want. And then you go in and you add, items to the list. It's pretty easy to do. Um, so questions about the new kind of customer center shopping cart, new customer orders, things like that.
Can Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do they have to have enough rewards built up to pay for an item in full, or do they just apply that toward their order?
You can just apply it.
Okay.
And you know how we could apply partials? Like we could say, I want to apply $9.23. They can do the same thing. So anytime that you had a product credit, from Celebration or something, it would show you like, hey, you have $30 in product credit. How much do you want to use? You can literally down to the cent tell them how much you want to apply, which is nice. Good question. Other questions? So you're going to want to make sure that your customers have a Stampin' Up account that they can log in. And you can send them an invite. So this is kind of nice. So share. So you can go to My Customers and you can say, add a new customer. And instead of you physically adding a new customer, like our old system, you send them an invitation. And then it sends them an email and says, hey, so-and-so wants you to sign up as a customer with Stampin' Up. Then they will do that. So there is a more customer information. Oh, here, let me see. I'll try one of my random emails. Oh dear. So you could put more information here. But I don't even know if that actually works right now. It doesn't seem like it does. But either way, you send them an invitation and then they accept it and opt in. So, that's because I'm already on my list. That's funny. So getting into the customer center, into the leads, into your DBWS inquiries are here. Review the leads, determine if you want to send them a customer invitation or remove them. So that's really nice. So if you get DBWS leads or inquiries, you can still order for a customer, but then it information. Mailing program will be but not yet, right? Because we don't have any of that. So, and then your paper pumpkin customers are here, and your general customer manager, the old customer manager, is still here. So we have the old customer manager for 6 months. So you have 6 months and you can go in and download, a spreadsheet from there. And then just make sure that you've got, everybody's in both places that needs to be. Okay. Shopping cart. Okay. You guys know exactly what you're doing and you're amazing and that's awesome. All right. If it's something comes to mind, you can always pop it in the chat or you can pipe up. I'd love to see some projects you're working on. I'll show you guys. I posted that photo. So cute. This is that botanical. We did this one for our senior class as well. And it has some really weird colors in it. So it's peach pie, it might be hard to see, but peach pie, granny apple green, lemon lime twist, petal pink. Was it petal pink? No, it was pretty in pink.
I just think that's exquisite.
Yeah, and pool party. And it just turned out so lovely. There's no dies with the set. It is one of those reversible stamp sets. I had eyeballed it and been like, maybe, And then when it was offered for free at the end of celebration, I thought, well, it's probably not going to carry over because a lot of times what they offer for free in celebration doesn't carry over. And I thought, well, it's okay. I want to play with it. And I got it. And then this was the sample card in the online store. And I was like, oh, I'm figuring out this color combo because this looks wild. And it's really fun. It's a fun set. So a lot of different things you can do with it. And I would say, grab 5 random colors and see what happens because you never know. So um all right, who has something they would like to show? Any show and tellers?
I've got some sympathy cards that I made.
Oh, that paper that's carrying over.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty.
Uh,
It's great sympathy card paper. I agree. Oh, that paper. That was a good paper.
I liked it too.
Pretty. Yeah,
And you guys saw all the birthday cards I did.
it was
I
amazing.
did a crap load of birthday cards.
You went crazy. That was awesome. And I'll say that both the brass butterflies, the dragonflies and birds, and the honeybee trinkets are all coming over to the new catalog, which is wild. So we get to keep all of our brass doodads. So, which is always fun. So, well, thanks for sharing, Glenda. Who else has something that they would like to share? Anybody? Anybody been working?
I have something.
Working on
Oh,
old
yeah.
stuff.
All right, let me do Anita and then. All right, Anita, what do you have to show us? Ooh,
I saw somebody doing an edge card, so I figured out how to just cut part of the die, for the edge.
so do you just run it through part way and then stop?
Well, yeah, and you just put the top plate just where you want it to stop.
Hmm.
Yeah, just put like the top plate right here where you want it to start and run it through. And then sometimes you have to cut this little top part,
Yeah,
cut it straight. And
that
then
makes sense.
you do that on the card itself. You cut it first on the card and then you cut a complete one and glue it on top so that then it gives it, more stability.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And like you can do some stenciling or something before you add that one
Hmm.
on that. So I did a lot of color combinations on that.
That's beautiful.
And then I'm trying to use up some of the old 6x6s,
Yeah,
from
yeah.
paper shares past years. So then I did a lot of these little explosion things
Oh, that's cute.
and with some
Love
old
the paper.
DSP, so.
Oh, I love that.
I think Patty Bennett has it on her
Yes.
thing. And oh, here's the one I did without the extra little piece in it.
Oh, yeah,
So,
that's lovely.
and so I used that paper on the
Mm.
inside.
Mm.
So I think that's a good surprise when you open it and you got that pretty paper on the inside. Now I did use, this is somebody else's, my friend, she does the foiling, Gina K foiling, but so she had cut me some pieces. So I
Beautiful.
used them for her,
Love that. That's
on
really
that
nice.
thing. And then I used one of the men here at the apartment house was having a birthday party, so I used the old gumball thing. I
Mhm.
love it. I got it from Sarah actually.
You did? I
And
remember
so,
Carrie used the heck out of it too.
yeah, I made him, I figured these old people will remember gumball machines. So,
Oh my gosh.
Like it.
I love that there's things get used by multiple people in our group. I think that's fabulous. So all right, who else? Anybody else? Jill.
I found 3 more cards.
Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me see. Let me spotlight you. Hold on. And then I'll go Jill and then I'll go Lisa. Ooh, nice. With that banner. That's pretty. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Great.
Patsy, did you get that set? That Easter set?
Yes.
Yeah, that's really pretty. All right, let's go Jill. Jilly, spotlight.
I was working on a PDF group and came up with this one.
Ooh, with that set.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's really pretty because I scoured the internet for some techniques and did like the ombre and then cut out all the flowers and decided which ones to use as a color palette.
Pretty.
So, I mean, like, there's Misty Moonlight in here. There's Peach Pie.
What
And
about that embossing, the embossing you
that's
have
the new
around?
embossing folder. This is the Impressions of Bloom, the online
Oh.
exclusive.
Okay, that's
Really
pretty.
pretty. Very
And then
pretty.
the font is that, oh, what's it called?
I don't know, but it's on that set. Oh, the text, the elements of text.
Yes, yes,
That's
there we
the one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
The
That's
elements
really
of text. And I like the grunge that comes with it.
yeah, that's nice.
And then I modified what my third card's going to be for a retreat this week. And so I use the die cut that has the grid to it or the lattice work.
Pretty.
And we all have leftover scenery 6x6 paper. And
Nice.
so I happen to have Thoughtful Wishes on hand. And so I made it with that so everybody can pick their own scenery for class and just fussy cut the sentiment here.
Nice.
That's from the Limited Together.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's really pretty. Those are gorgeous.
It makes a nice frame. I didn't even look at it as a possibility to make a frame. When you
Yeah.
cut this out, it becomes a frame.
Perfect.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah. It's perfect. It's like those
Silly
old,
me.
that have the little thatch work on them or whatever. So,
Yeah.
all right, Lisa, and then who's next? Kathleen, are you after her? Do you got something to show, my dear? Yeah. Okay. Let me go, Lisa. Spotlight.
Oh, I've been trying to get rid of some of my retired paper. So I found this little matchbook thing
These are so cute.
online and it holds a Ghirardelli.
Perfect.
Oh, cool.
And it also, and I don't have one down here, I gave it to my husband. But if you cut another piece of paper and it's kind of this matchbook kind of thing, and it fits inside of here. And I punch 3 holes in it and it holds 3 golf tees.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I love that.
I don't know where it is, or I'd run upstairs and get it, but I did some bunny ones.
Those are cute.
Unfortunately, I didn't do them before Easter. I did them after Easter.
Well, it's
And
springtime.
then I did this card with some more of the retired papers. And I don't know if any of you have gotten that little bow maker thing that Lisa Ray makes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It is awesome. And my bows are so pretty.
I need a lesson on how to do that with my little bow maker thing like you have.
Oh,
I'm just
your
like,
instructions are really, really good. Do you want
okay,
me
good to
send you
know.
a copy of them?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay. Then too, I working on some fun fold cards for workshop I have coming up. And this was one of the, well, I got a card made like this in the swap at on stage.
Yeah.
And I had to play with it. And I just love this flowered paper that I got. I think it was a celebration one.
It was. It is. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then this is what's this one? Spring Corners
Mhm.
here and the die. And I cut the die in orange and green, and then I glued the leaves
Oh my gosh.
and the cones of the flowers
Oh my gosh.
back in there.
Oh
Now,
my God.
that's fussy.
Yeah, I was like,
That
oh, Lisa,
that is
that's
the one thing that I had said would be too much for my stamping group. And they agreed. They actually brought it up in the last meeting.
So is that
And they
paper
said,
piecing?
too much. Yes.
But that's
Like you
called,
cut it and then you
All
put
the
it back
little
in the
things,
hole.
the leaves, oh, they were terrible
Yeah.
hard to
You
match
put
up.
it back in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
But
like, that's the end all be all. I'm like, I
I
know.
saved them all. Now, I don't know, I may have to remake the card without the green,
yeah.
you know, because I don't know if the ladies, two of the ladies that are coming are gonna want to be that fussy.
Well, you know,
But
you
I,
could
you know,
put,
it turned out so pretty.
you could put some of that green cardstock behind there. I know there's another flower, but it in the back of it.
Uh-huh.
So the other thing I've used is the press and seal. So I did
Oh,
this.
see, that's what I did. That's what I
Okay.
wound up doing when I took it off my thing. I put the press and seal over it.
It's
And so
still a
then
pain
I had
though.
to pick it off there and then, yeah, it's still tricky. You can't just
Yeah.
stick it on.
No, it's definitely, that's
I
time.
had to pick them up with my little tweezers and,
Oh
or my
God.
U-pick tool and get them in place.
Oh
But I
gosh.
loved how it turned out.
I mean, it's gorgeous, but yeah. And that's the thing between making a card for yourself or making a card for a tutorial,
Swap. Yeah.
right, versus a class, when you're like, do I want 10 people, 20 people, 5 people to have to do this, So, well, Kathleen, let's see. Let me spotlight you, my dear. I'm
Yeah,
so
so
you were at the meeting last week. You were ready last week for us.
I sure was.
You and
I got
Lisa,
my days confused, and I just always assume it's the Monday after our team meeting and not the calendar day, third Monday. But we're on it. I'm gonna get there.
I appreciate
Um,
it.
So I'm also on the train as some others of using up old retired stuff. So don't come at me for all of the retired things that you're about to see. But I did this congratulations card. And what I liked about this stamp set is there were multiple different options for the second sentiment. So it worked really well for everybody. Everyone said, hey, we need a congratulations card. So the people who were doing one for graduation could do something. The people that were doing something for just, new chapter of life, new job, new whatever, they could do that. And so that was a hit.
What stamp
I also,
set is that?
so I will get you the name, but it's a
Yeah,
retired, I think it's amazing. Congratulations.
That
that's
sounds,
cool. I like that.
But
yeah.
I liked how big it was, and
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with the font.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
And again, I just wanted something that could be used for both a masculine recipient or a male or female recipient. So it wasn't too girly, I don't think. However, there's some people who did the opposite DSP, which was a little bit more flowery, which I thought was interesting. They're like, is it okay if we do the other side? And I was like, absolutely. I was like, do whatever you want. I was like, you don't have to follow my instructions the way I did it. And then I did a Mother's Day card for my mother-in-law with this masking, and then again, old DSP that had the little gold foil on it. I looked at the colors that were in this DSP to figure out what colors to do for the thing. So this is actually like soft succulent. Again, trying to use up old stuff. And Mango Melody, I think, which is why I did the mango or the rhinestones. And then they wanted an Easter springtime card. And so I did this guy with some very
Aw.
old DSP. And on the inside, it has the little chick, which everyone was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. And so they were pretty excited about that one with the little bunny.
Kathleen,
And yeah,
Kathleen, what was the floral stamp set?
Is that I think I have it right
this one,
here.
this floral stamp set.
Yes. What's that one?
That was the one that I did my blue tile on for our shoebox
Layers
swap.
of Beauty, right?
Layers of Beauty.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yep.
Right.
And that's still current, right? I
It's
had it in my
about to
current.
be retired.
Okay.
It's on the last chance list.
Is
I
it?
don't know if that's the bundle that's going away or just, I would assume that it would be the bundle because the stamp set
Yeah.
is only good with the dies and the masks. So I assume that that one's last chance, but
It's not.
crystals,
It's still
It's still
good.
current. Because
So
I
that
took all my last chance stuff and I put it in a retire. I've marked it retired. I didn't care. I'm not going to do another pass, so I marked
Yeah.
anything last chance retired. So I still had it
Enduring
in the current.
Beauty, the one that I did is Last Chance, but that one, Lasting Beauty, is still current.
Yeah, because I'm
okay,
using
well,
that
there we
one.
go.
I'll show you. I'll show you my card with that one too. Let me
Yeah.
fix my background.
Oh, Terry said she's trying to get in, but she can't get in. Let me try to send her the link. Sorry, I just saw that.
She told me she couldn't get Zoom to open up.
Oh,
And
that's
until she
weird.
gets Zoom to open, she can't get,
Yeah,
Yeah.
she might need to like update her Zoom or something, you know?
that's what
So,
I'm wondering. You know, I told her to shut everything down, but she said Zoom will not open.
yeah, she might need to update her Zoom.
Okay, so
Can I
Layers of
show?
Beauty is still good.
Layers
Yeah.
of
It's not
Beauty.
retired. Oh,
Yeah,
even better.
yeah, you're
Even better.
Yeah, because this, do you have more to show, Kathleen?
No,
Or
that's
can
it. On to
oh,
you,
okay.
Sarah.
So I'm just going to show one. This background, I kind of based it on the paper that you showed, Melissa, the
Mhm.
white with the little, and this is rubber bands on a brayer.
Love
So
it.
you put the rubber bands, because I don't think that technique has a lot of options, but then the more I thought about it, I'm like, oh, cool. So you take your brayer, you load it up with some rubber bands, and I did really thin ones just because I didn't want the thicker ones on there. It was too muddy. But and then that's Layers of Beauty. And it kind of just gives you enough of that messiness.
Oh,
So
cute.
that's one of my retreat
Love the
cards for
ribbon.
rubber bands. Yeah, that's still
So
current.
good.
So I was just checking that. And then I kind of did an opposite where I didn't even realize I had that Kiss technique stamp set, which is called, what is it called? Here it is. Kiss of Texture. So I don't know if you guys know, but the way you use the stamp set is you ink up the solid pieces and then you use this piece without any ink on it, put it on the square and lift off the ink. That's how you're supposed to use this. So I did that with my rubber band thing. I did this circle and then I kissed the circle with a rubber banded block so that it pulled some of the ink off and made these like really moon-like looking funky things.
I
So
love
that's
it.
one of my cards too. But yeah, that's these two things are what I'm doing for the retreat. So
I love it.
and then the other one I won't show you. But you can emboss. I'll just say that you can emboss also with the rubber band technique, doing Versamark on the rubber bands and do whatever pattern, do all lines, do crosshatch or whatever, and then you can put some embossing powder on it and heat it and use it as a background as well.
Show 'em.
So,
Show 'em.
I love it. Just show us. Come on.
okay.
Show it.
This is Kelly Atchison. I got this idea from. So this piece is just gold embossed. And then I did a silver one too. Let's see,
Can
I
you
should have
stop
it
there,
right here.
Melissa, so we
Yeah.
can see a little bit bigger?
Hang on, let me find oh, here's the silver one. Okay, so there's the silver one. And so this is all just rubber bands with Versamark on white paper. And then I embossed it and then I used the brush and I colored it whatever color I wanted. So you can either do it that way or you could emboss right on, the color that you want to use. But I did that and then just did, corresponding. And these were the other things that I didn't realize were still current, but they are. They're the neutral adhesive backed sequins. And so
There's
I
a
had some
ton
of
of,
those.
there's a ton of, yeah, sequins and stuff that I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
still. good.
But
Okay.
this is a good, thing for anybody who really didn't, it's a really old technique. I mean, little story was that the first meeting I ever attended back in like the early 90s, I think it was I thought I was so cool. I was going to do the kissing technique. So there was was it a butterfly or a mushroom or something? Anyway, it was solid. And I did that kissing technique, and then I didn't realize that the actual stamp set was retired. So, here I am thinking, "Ooh, I'm doing this kissing technique. This is going to be so cool." But I didn't realize, I was too fresh as a demo to realize that it had to be a current set. So I think it was pansies. I think that's what it was. It was solid colored pansies that I used and did the kissing technique on. So
Hmm.
you can use it with any stamp set as long as you have a solid.
Well,
And that's
Patsy, do
it.
you have something to show? And Terry, welcome. We're glad you're here. Patsy, you got something?
Yes. This is one I did in my class.
Oh, I wanted to play with
Wow.
that. That's so cool. Do you have the instructions for that? You could put on the
I
Melissa's.
do.
Okay.
I do.
Super
I think
smooth.
I have them, but
That's
I
fun.
I wanted to do that technique.
Yeah.
I think
That's fun. Yeah,
I
that's
love
great.
that.
I think that's what I have here.
What do you keep using that
That's
retired?
so pretty.
Good at
Yeah.
that.
Um,
Yeah.
Well done.
my thank you. My class said, I don't want to make 25 of those.
Mhm.
I
One
will
and
play
done.
with
One and
them.
One
done.
and done. Yes. And then this was the other one.
Oh, that's cute. Bring it closer to the camera. Hey, there we go. Oh yeah, that's
Nice.
Pretty.
And
yeah.
that paper's still current.
I know, and it's gonna
Yes,
stick.
it came back. I mean,
I
I was so
love that
excited.
paper.
Isn't it the third year?
Yes.
And
Crazy.
then inside.
Third time round.
I'm gonna have to. I didn't use it at all this year because I like overused it the first year, but I'll bring it back this year. I'll get a fresh pack and I'll give it another go.
I like these because you can cut it, so you start with two different pieces of paper, so then you can make two cards from each cut.
That's nice. So yeah, cut twice, use twice. Yeah, that's nice. So
And you were asking the Easter one.
oh
So,
yeah, the what's that called?
Pretty.
The camera lens thing. I forget what that's called.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It goes. Ch-ch.
Mhm. It's
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Yay, you're welcome. Terry, you got anything to share with us? Sorry, you had a hard time getting in.
Yeah, it's been 45 minutes.
Oh
It's
dear.
crazy. No, I mean, I'm too frustrated to even go in the room.
Oh,
Oh, it's all right.
well, we're
It
here.
was- Yeah.
What'd you miss? Don't worry, not much.
I got a couple more.
Oh, you got more. Okay, hold on. Let's come back. Hi, everyone. I love
I'm
this.
always looking at those people that cut those little slices, or wedges. I thought, okay, I'm
Yes.
gonna try it. So I
Cute.
finally tried it,
Cute.
and then I did it on.
Oh,
Uh,
that's
Cute.
interesting.
I love the stars on there. That's
Mhm.
That's on the
unexpected.
same die as the happy birthday.
Mhm.
So anyway, I thought, I'll try something with those.
Yeah,
Little-
that's fun. And
Because
I
I
think,
had a lot of strips,
yeah,
Mhm.
you
and then I
tried.
cut it diagonal.
Yeah.
Unversed.
Mhm.
I
Sometimes
like
you
it.
might, sometimes you're like, all right, well, that was fun, but I'm not doing that again, so.
I won't do many of those.
Yeah.
I'd rather do those daisies and the leaves.
I don't know about that. I was like, that's, I vote no on that, so. And then I just wanted to say that I got a cute card in the mail from somebody who was paying for stamp camp. So I do have, just so y'all know, I do have my paper share is live if you want to sign up, and there is a big discount for team. And I'm doing the paper party again, so I'll do cards, card designs for that. And then stamp camp is in at the end of May, Memorial Day. If you don't have anything going on, you want to come hang out with Susan and I, we're changing locations and we'll be in Dripping Springs, not in Wimberley. And so, but one of the people who's coming they sent me a card, they sent me a check, and I posted her card on Instagram. And I think that, and she saw, and she was like, "Oh, thanks so much." And so I think that, if you get happy mail from someone else, if you're looking for things to post on social media, or you're not sure, when you send cards, you should take photos. And when people send you cards, take photos, share that. There was one year where every time, how Facebook is like, wish someone a happy birthday. I would wish them a happy birthday and I would put a photo of a card, even if it wasn't the card I was sending them. Maybe I wasn't even sending them a card, because there's lots of people on Facebook who I'm not going to send cards to, y'all. I have how it is. We got hundreds of friends on Facebook, right? But I used my cards to wish them a happy birthday and they loved it. And everybody was so jazzed to get, a cute something different. I didn't use the same one, right? Clearly, I mixed it up. And postage is expensive. Yes, friend. Although I do hope you saw those really cute postage stamps I posted last week, because those,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What are
Those
they
were
called
cute.
again?
let me
I
see.
went to buy them and they told me that they were only international.
No. What?
Oh,
Anthem.
what a goofball. Oh, those are only international.
They're
Oh,
smoking
okay.
something special there.
You know why? It's because they're round, and all the international ones are round. So that is true. The global stamps are round, but these are not global. This is hilariously doesn't have a name. Item 485500. That is weird that they don't have a name on them.
Did you order them online?
No, I got them at the post office. They have their little booklet, and he
Yeah.
was flipping through the booklet, and I was like, I want those. And he was like, okay, and
And
so
it's a forever stamp?
it's a forever stamp. It says in very tiny font at the bottom of each one of them, Forever USA.
Hmm.
And what's wild is they don't look like stamps. I mean, at all.
I know.
They look like stickers, which I had to be very careful. I told Marianne, these are postage stamps. They are,
What they used to call those, flare. They look like flare.
they do look like
Yeah.
flowers.
Like a-
And I was like, these are not fun stickers. These are postage stamps and they're very expensive. Please do not use them like stickers.
73 cents a piece.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought they were so fun. And then I also got the Jeopardy ones, by the way. Because who doesn't love some good old Alex Trebek,
Oh.
So
Oh, cute.
they have the funniest
That
stamps
is
right now.
so cute.
I was like, okay, I'll take Alex Trebek. Why not?
For 100.
So if you get a card from me and it has something really fun on it, like an Alex Trebek thing, there you go. I went and had some fun at the post office. I literally hadn't been since the holidays. I was working my way down from Christmas stamps. Everybody's getting Christmas in, April. And so anyway, but yeah, so yes, postage is expensive and people are happy to we should share what we make and we should share what other people make too. So just, FYI, next time, you get a fun card from somebody, post it online and tell people how fun it was to get a card in the mail. Because I'd much rather get that than whatever, United Healthcare, do I know what giant package. We need to go paperless. I don't know why we keep getting all that. All right, I'm gonna pick the
Let me
winners.
tell you something. When
Yeah.
I moved to this apartment, I found, well, all kinds of things I found, but I found a box of an old stamp collection that I had. And in there I bet there were 5 or 6 envelopes of years of stamps that had never been opened. So they're all brand new stamps. So I've been using them. Sometimes I have to put 5 stamps on it to make 73 cents. But they're so cute. I mean, and it really makes the envelope look cute. But I've been trying to use all those old stamps. Yeah, they're
I'm-
unused, so they're still
You-
good.
I know, and I found when my mom, when I was helping her clean out, I found stamps in all sorts of corners. And a lot of them were forever stamps. And they were great. All right, I'm going to draw 5 winners to get $5 reward from me. And I'm gonna practice my gifting of rewards, and we're gonna see how this works out. So report back. So, and hopefully
You
you'll
have to
want
use them within 90 days, right?
you have to use them within 90 days. Good call. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, let's make sure. I'm gonna make sure there's no repeats. Just because I want to make sure that, you
Hey,
know, we
Melissa,
spread the wealth.
um,
Yes, ma'am.
Melissa, on your C2C stamper, um, where it says, where you can link underneath the C2C stamper and you can link to the website, could you include the ID number? Like the number you have to put on there? It's the link is there, but like I had to reload my Zoom. I don't know what Michael did. Michael's been working on it for about 35 minutes. But a couple times, I mean, just when you saw the picture, I'm sure, but it just wouldn't. I've never had trouble like that before. And
Yeah,
when I went to open the Zoom, it asked for the meeting ID number. And Lisa had said that it was posted, but it didn't. If it was, it didn't post on my Facebook page.
I'll
And I went both places, Melissa. I went
I'll
on the direct C2C, and then I went into the what's happening thing.
I'll go into under the featured posts, and
Yes.
I'll make sure that the meeting ID and the passcode are the same, and they have been since the dawn of time. So you can
Okay.
also save this somewhere as well. So
All
I
right. I
couldn't get
will.
the first link to work, but I was able, in that post that you made, there was another square within, or there was another rectangle within your post, and it worked from there, but it didn't work from the top one.
I couldn't get either of them. It just said Facebook. Facebook wasn't going to acknowledge either of them.
okay, well, I'll go in and put the meeting ID and the passcode. It's also in the email that I send you guys.
Right.
Um,
Right. Oh, there it
so you
is.
yeah.
That,
I'm gonna
Uh,
screenshot that.
that was a different one.
actually, that's not mine,
That's
Catherine.
not, no, that's not yours.
Mine's 731
Seven, yeah.
991-8938. But I'll post it.
Yeah. I tell you, between them and the post office, neither one of them are cooperating. No
Having a
number, no
Office
round
is
stamp.
horrible.
All right, our 5 winners for tonight are Jill and Glenda and Kathleen and Lisa and Patsy. Those are the 5 winners.
Yay.
Thank you.
So
Yay.
that was my meeting ID at one point. Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I just searched Zoom on your C2C stampers and you posted it and it has topic monthly SU meeting, May 21st, join the Zoom meeting, one tap mobile meeting ID. So
so
promise I
maybe
wasn't leading anyone astray, but that was your meeting ID
no.
at one point in time.
Yeah, and what I'll do is I'll probably go in and I might actually delete the old references, right? So that
Start
if
new. So
someone
it'll,
does that, if they search
Mhm.
for it, they don't find the old ones,
Sure.
But it'll
Okay.
be under the featured posts.
Will
So,
you also post this recording?
yeah, definitely.
Thank
So,
you.
Oh,
happy
one
to,
thing, Terry, that you missed is that there's free shipping Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
yep. Paper
All right.
pumpkin discount Wednesday, Thursday, and free shipping Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So,
Okay.
but oh, and then I found a die and I don't know what it belongs to, and I'm gonna see if anybody wants to take a guess. Hold on. Let me spotlight myself, and it is not, unfortunately, it does not have the numbers on it.
Sorry, my cat just brought in a bird.
Oh dear.
How,
Well,
do you know how
Alive
old it is or
bird.
how long it's been hanging around?
Well, it was stuck to the designer series paper that is the Thoughtful Designs specialty one. Let me show you what paper it was stuck to so we can have a
Hmm,
frame of reference.
yeah. Because I went through a bunch of stamps and dies recently, and there are some that like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, I don't even know. They're going in the
It was,
garbage because I don't know where they go.
it was
I just
stuck
say,
in here on the sticky.
Oh.
it looks leafy.
And that's Christmas paper, right?
No, no, this is the Thoughtful Design Specialty Designer Series paper. It goes with that really nice scenery one. It is leafy, yes. And I think it's a flower with leaves of some kind.
Mhm.
Have you tried doing a reverse search image with Google
I
Lens?
I have not, but that would be a good idea because
Yeah. Because I'm finding even with my, Land of Misfit Toys, where I have a million little dies every which way, if you put in the name of a set with SU, somebody's selling it on eBay. So you can see all the dies that go to
Yep.
that set because, somebody has a picture out there. So
no, it thinks it's a hedgehog. Thinks it's a hedgehog. Cookie cutter is what the Googles thinks, and it is definitely not a
Definitely
hedgehog.
add Stampin' Up! Die to the search bar, like
That's
with
hilarious.
the item,
yeah.
so that you don't get cookie cutter stuff.
And then if you put it on one of the Facebook groups, some lunatic will know exactly which one it is. I guarantee you
Yeah,
in
you
like
nailed
5
it with
seconds.
that
5
word is
seconds.
perfect. Yeah, lunatic. That's crazy that people remember the stuff.
Well, and
Yeah.
there's some shapes that I'm like, oh yeah, that's distinct enough. I remember that. But like a random flower with leaves, I'm like, nah, dog. There's
I
No.
had a set of die. Well, so my other problem I'm running into too with dies and stamps is that, I have some pretty old stamp sets. Like, remember the old men's ties that were like a celebration set? Well, so I'm not selling current stuff, I'm selling the older stuff. But I know I had dies to some of these, like the tulip fields. I know there's a die somewhere. I don't know where it is. I cannot find it. The teacups one. I mean, I just don't know where some of these dies are. I
I
think
know
they're
where
in a
the
bin.
teacups are.
They're in a bin somewhere upstairs that has to come down to get sorted. But
well, and sometimes the dies, I sell one part and I can't find the other part, and then I have to find the other part, and then I'm like, oh great, now I have to sell them separate. So
yeah.
uh no dice on the Google.
Lens.
Ones.
But you know what? I'm gonna put it in Southern Sweet Stampers, and I bet you that someone in Southern Sweet Stampers
Someone
will.
will know. My guess is it's of the era where we had the water lilies for some reason.
I think it's
I
like a
was thinking it was the one, there was a meeting packet that we did in the fall or winter. Would it have gone with something that would have gone with this group?
Look and see when that paper was active that it was attached to.
so it's definitely, yeah, that
Older
winter,
than that.
yeah, that's what I'm wondering. It might be, yeah, Glenda. Um,
That's what it reminds me of.
well,
Oh,
and I mean, God only knows how long it's been there because it was tucked in one of those, it was in my paper sorter. So like, I mean, who knows when it got stuck in there. And I put multiple paper packs in a thing. So like, I mean, just because it's stuck onto that paper doesn't mean that that's when it was unearthed or earthed there. God only knows. But anyways, I'll post it. Thanks y'all for playing Puzzle Me. So, uh, always a pleasure.
I
So,
want to share an idea with you guys. I went to a meeting this week over at my lake house area, and we're doing a sip and stroll the last Saturday of June. And it's a fundraiser for our museum, and they were wanting us to think about creative things, experiences, or items that we could donate. So I'm going to donate a card class for 6 people. And I'm also going to donate a year's worth of cards. So
Well-
there'll be like, couple of Valentine's Day, maybe a St. Patrick's, Easter cards, some Christmas cards. I'm gonna put birthday cards in there for men, women, and children. So I'm just gonna do a basket with what I would consider Mother's Day cards, Father's Day cards, things you would send, you know.
Linda, the one thing I would really strongly recommend, because I got burned twice with this, make sure that you know who gets the basket so that you can follow up, because twice I had a basket with cards and, paper pumpkin and all that. And then I couldn't track down who won it, and so I didn't know to follow up with them, and I never heard from them. Because if it has
Okay.
cards in it, the cards, they're like bonus. I'm just going to take the cards. So either make sure
Glenda,
you get the contact information, or make sure that everything that you have in there has contact information in it, especially.
I would
'Cause
I would say get the contact info. So
Mm,
talk to the person who's organizing it and say, I'm donating this, but I want to get the contact info of the person who wins.
Yes, they
yeah.
have already promised us all of that. Plus, everybody that attends buys tickets for the sip and stroll, we're getting email information on them.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
good.
and you could have a plan B too, Glenda. I was thinking, because I've done this and I've never had any responses. What you might do instead of giving your cards away is show one card. And so, for example, if I were doing what you were doing, I bought the sips and whatever the sips is, one with all the booze and that lemonade. I got that die set. It's an exclusive. what I would do is I would make one card and go by the name of the stamp set, which is Sip Celebration. I don't remember. And then just say your card party, and we will create, X amount of summer cards around this stamp set and lemonade included. And then that way you'll get them there. They'll have their refreshment, and it's not wine, because you
Yeah.
don't want to presume that everybody drinks wine, but have a tasty beverage instead of giving your cards away. And then when they get there, there'll be a surprise if you want to give your cards away.
Well, I'm giving away a class
Right, a
and
class.
at their place. And
Okay.
then I'm going to give away this basket of cards. So there's two different gifts. It's a silent auction that they can bid on.
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw in a minimum bid on the two items.
Hey, y'all, if you won one of the $5 things, what I'm realizing is it's apparently not as easy to gift rewards to your team as I thought it was going to be. Will you put the email address that you use in the notes in the chat for your login? So whatever your email address is that you use to log in to stampinup.com. Jill, Glenda, Kathleen, Lisa, and Patsy Palmer. Because I have found that is not as easy as I thought. And hey, good job with all the ideas, but so far, no dice. Oh, dear heavens, what have I?
Go to demonstrator planning place
Oh,
and
yeah.
post a picture of that puppy.
Yeah, it'll get solved within 3 seconds, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's going to be some gals there that have nothing better to do.
Although apparently we have nothing better to do and we're really enjoying this really fun. It's like a puzzle, Okay, so I have another question for you because this is driving me bananas. So, and I'm going to pull something to demonstrate this. All right, I have my retreat this week and we're making ocean themed things, and I will spotlight myself. So I got a really cute swap at convention at conference. And it had the little lobster, and I was like, oh, I just love this. I love the color scheme. It's a little different, right? Where is that little lobster from? He's so cute. I really like him.
Ocean Friends.
Oh no, no friend.
No, he's too small for Ocean Friends.
And they didn't have a multiple versions of the dies. You know how like not every die matches every stamp. Sometimes there's alternate ones.
Nope.
Where
it
the heck
fussy
did they
cut?
get that from?
I don't know. And I recounted my dies to see, like, did I screw up? Did I leave a die somewhere? No, I'm not missing a die. And get this, they stamped lobsters in the background and they are also smaller.
You know,
This-
I
They-
saw that somebody was selling that set.
Do you think
Timu or somebody?
No,
it has to be?
It has to be. It has
It
to be.
has to be.
Because that little lobster isn't even from the paper that they would have fussy cut it
No,
and then
because
like
look,
embossed it or
look
anything.
at, look at
What is the
my
lobster?
Oh my
What are you guys
God.
saying it's from?
Timu.
Emu.
Oh my word.
That makes
A
me
positive
mad.
reason for
Yeah.
tariffs.
Oh my
I
God.
mean,
Because hopefully that will kill some of that.
I mean, would you really go to conference and
No.
swap something that you bought off of Temu?
When
Is
I
that-
go all the way back to the frickin' pansy that was retired, I am so careful with swaps to make sure it's current, it's
Yes.
stars, it's
Well,
whatever.
I spent a solid 20 minutes staring at these two lobsters and was
Yeah.
like, did they shrink it? How did they shrink it? Is there a shrinkerator?
Rinky-dink.
I don't understand.
Oh
But
my
they use the
God.
paper, the current paper,
No,
or
right.
the,
Yeah. And the
But they
stamp set.
stamped it too. I could see, okay. I
Right.
would give them a
Look.
pass on the die, possibly, not really, but they stamped it too.
No,
You know what, Melissa,
It
you
worked.
still got that name of that person that made the card?
no, because they didn't put their name on it.
I
Smarties.
wouldn't have put my name on it either if I was
I
using
know,
counterfeit
because
crap.
She just wanted swaps from everybody else.
I would,
Hey,
Lisa,
Crazy.
I do
That's
know
ballsy.
that
That's ballsy.
if you've got a Cricut,
Oh yeah, Cricket.
if you've got a
Oh,
Cricut
Yeah, Cricket could
that's
do that.
true.
an image,
Yep.
but I
And you-
would think that, but the
It didn't make the stamp. Cricket wouldn't have made the
Yeah.
stamp they used.
shrink
True.
it,
Yeah, but
and
did
then
they
Oh
use
my
the stamp?
God.
It looks like they just used the die cut.
no,
No,
they
but look
used
at the
stamp
background.
in the background,
It's
Oh,
smaller.
It's a
ooh.
smaller one too.
and it's
Not
smaller.
the big one there.
Nope.
Why would you
But I
do
mean,
unless you
can
just bought
cut-
the dies from Temu?
die, you can use your Cricut to cut things out.
Yeah, for sure. And like I know people use the Brother Scan and Cut to do that too, but the stamp, the lobster stamp is smaller too. And when I look at the bubbles are not as nice. Like it's not as crisp of an image. I mean, this is the perfect like case in point, like Temu, not Temu, you
Take
know?
2 pictures, take a picture of each and
And what that
Yeah.
means is this
Send it
lobster
in.
die doesn't cut out the DSP, because that's actually one of the cool things is that this lobster cuts out the DSP.
Yeah.
But that means the one from Temu doesn't because it's the wrong size.
And
So,
see, Timu didn't have the paper, so they just knew it was a lobster.
right.
True.
But that
Mhm.
is incredibly frustrating.
and that's part of their claim to fame is, oh, well, we changed the size a little bit, so it's not exactly a copy, exact copy.
Oh,
That's what kind of
hello,
excuse
lawsuit
too.
for Stamparatus. Hello.
I mean, that's so stupid.
What
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
stinker.
So
Yeah.
anyway, that was my puzzle that
Oh
I
my God.
You know, you can't submit that to Stampin' Up because
Do that.
if by chance that person put a share on
Or
the
put it
share
on the board. Yeah.
that's
they'll
true.
have their name on it.
That's
It
true.
wouldn't be like them
Maybe.
to slap their hand though, but maybe in this
Yeah.
case they would.
Well, I think that I am going to take a photo and I am going to send it in just because I want to show them. And also, I mean, it's just a great example of why you don't get it, right? Because, I mean, the quality is definitely not as good. It's not the right size. It doesn't match the DSP. Luckily, I don't have a lot of customers who are doing that. So like, I'm not in a I'm not in that place, but if I did have customers who were doing that, that would be an educational moment for
Well, I
sure.
just think that's
Wow.
lousy that someone would do that.
I
I
know, a
think
demonstrator at
Conference.
on stage.
That's-
Whoa,
to
Yeah.
me, that's ballsy
that's
to do.
ballsy.
Hmm.
And to
Ballsy.
take it to on stage, that's just wrong on so many levels.
I was
You
thinking
guys
so-
are using the word ballsy. I think that's a very gentle word in this case. I really do. I mean, that's being kind.
I mean,
It's just wrong. It's just out and out dead wrong. It's
I
wrong.
I'm pretty shocked. So, and I was just honestly, I was just stumped for the longest time. Like, I just could not figure out how they got a tiny lobster, right? Like, I was just like, I don't understand. How do they do this? Is there another set? No, it's not. It lines up just right.
Is it
But I don't
old?
understand, I know. I was thinking, is there an old lobster? I don't remember an old lobster. I was racking my brain. So, anyway,
I gotta
what?
tell you, I've been dragging my butt because of my first 57 minutes or whatever it was trying to get on here, but I am now rejuvenated.
Excellent. I
Ah,
am
good.
glad.
You're fired up.
I'm glad that
Go
fired
away.
you up.
Just that's the
Uh,
way to do it, Melissa. Get my
I
goat geared
I
up.
told you. Well, I will tell you guys this one thing because I thought this was a really cute post, and I'll end on this. And then, but thanks for hanging out with me while I was dittering and talking about random things. But a friend posted this, and I thought it was really good. She said, the other day I was feeling completely overwhelmed, like staring at my to-do list while absolutely none of it was getting done, kind of overwhelmed, which, by the way, was me last week. She's like, a friend sent me a TikTok and I almost ignored it, but let's be real, TikTok kind of freaks me out. She's like, but I love this girl and she usually knows what I need, so I watched it. And in the video, this woman talked about how her therapist told her to start narrating her life like she was the star of a Netflix documentary. And the title was Get It Done or Burn It Down. And honestly, that hit. She's like, because I'm the kind of person who likes to get stuff done. I hate having a running list hanging over my head, but lately I've been stuck. Like maybe I'll just set the laundry on fire kind of stuck. So
Yes.
I decided to try it. Yesterday, I narrated my entire day. Things like, faced with a fork in the road, she could either join the networking group that might change her business or fake her own disappearance. What would she choose? Spoiler alert, she joined the group. It turns out that being dramatic on purpose is weirdly empowering. So now whenever I feel overwhelmed freeze coming on, I pull out my imaginary documentary mic. Like this morning, she was 30 seconds away from walking into a room full of strangers. Would she rise to the challenge or pull a U-turn and head straight for Chick-fil-A? She's like, if you've been feeling stuck or overwhelmed, maybe give this a shot. Narrate your day, add a little drama, pretend you've got a camera crew following you around, rooting for your comeback. You're not lazy, you're just the lead character in the middle of a plot twist.
That's great.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, that's so great. So anyway, on that note, we're heading to retreat. Retreat starts on Wednesday. I'll post some updates and things from retreat. And we've still got openings for July retreat if you're interested. And
Are these day retreats or overnights?
overnight.
Overnights.
Oh, you found one in Dripping Springs and overnight?
Terry.
I
I
know,
must
Paris.
thank you.
We're in Temple.
We're actually in Temple. So this one's the one in Dripping Springs is a day retreat, but the one that's overnight is in Temple, Texas. And yeah, we'd love to have whoever wants to come in July. It's fun.
Date.
The date for July is, let me pull up my calendar. Um, I'm excited. I think I've got a theme picked. I'm not announcing it yet, but I'm close. If you wanted to come on Wednesday, it's the 16th through the 20th, but you can come Wednesday to Sunday, Thursday, or Friday. It's whatever you want. So, and I'm not going to do office hours after this. I'm going to stop the recording, and if you have questions, I'll stick around for a few minutes, but I'm not going to hang out for another like full hour. So,
Can
but
I
I'll
ask you something about the shoebox thing?
yeah, definitely.
Last time I looked, there was only like about 9 people signed up. So if we just if 19 people don't sign up, we just make for who comes.
Yes.
Okay. And also, is this like the case thing? Do you have to case a catalog
No.
picture? No, you just use the stamp set and.
This is where The shoebox or the
shoebox.
organized?
Shoebox.
The
Shoebox.
shoebox, you're just prepping for us to make the cards.
Yeah.
Right. I know, but we don't have to pick like a
Yeah.
case of catalog card like we
No.
did
Yeah, yeah.
one time
With
other.
the organized swap, we did,
Okay,
but not anymore.
okay,
Yeah.
that's good, because that, what I picked was really hard to buy. I thought, oh, why did I buy that set? But anyway.
Yes, and I haven't closed off either one of those events because we've still got time. So I'm
Yeah.
probably not going to close it till after ordering is done. You know, like the first couple of days of ordering, I'll wait until kind of everybody gets what they want and people get settled in, and then I'll close it probably that week. So, but
An organized swap is not online exclusives, right?
it can be.
One is and one
Catalog.
isn't. The one where we send the 10+1 cannot be online exclusives. You said it had to be new catalog. And the shoebox swap we're doing can be online exclusives. Cause I panicked because I'm doing the piggy.
Oh, yes. And if we need to open it up and, you know, if I'm not seeing enough traction on the organized one and we need to open it up to online, then we will. But it would need to be the new online exclusives. So the ones that we can only pre-order right now. So
Well, you let me know if you open it up to new online exclusives, please.
okay, I will.
right.
I'll look at the signups this weekend. That'll be a good, I'll have some time this weekend. I'll take a look at that and see how we're doing and see if we need to open it up. So,
And I do have sampler swap on my mind, but we've got all these other swaps. I really didn't want to impose on anyone, so I'm gonna give it a little bit of time, and then we can go back and do the spring sampler swap, or even call it a summer swap. Who knows?
yeah, we can totally do
Okay.
that. So,
All right.
I'm totally fine with that. It'll still be fun. So, okay. All right. I'm going to stop the recording, and everybody who won their $5, make sure you put your email in the chat. I'm going to stop that.